Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be able to tell you that I am finishing March green in my funded account with the 5%ers. Granted, it's a small profit on the month with 0.37% gains, but it's green nonetheless, and it feels so good to finally have a green month in my funded account. I don't know about you, but I found the markets to be really quite slow and choppy this week. In fact, I've only traded 3 days this week because I figured that I'd rather protect my profits and return to the markets when they pick up more so that I can capitalise on the movements. Plus, in the UK, it's actually a bank holiday on Friday and Monday for Easter, as well as it being the end of March and the start of April. So there's a few factors going on that might also be affecting the markets, as well as what's going on globally with the news. So personally, I've decided to just stay out the markets for a few days, and I'm going to return to them on Tuesday to see what's going on and if there is a little bit more movement and volume in the markets. But I feel like I've really had to fight to protect my capital this week. I managed to get a nice start to the week on Monday because I took 0.25% profit, whereas Tuesday I actually traded the most I've ever traded in a day on Tuesday, and I finished up pretty much break even on the day. So it really was quite a struggle. And then Wednesday I walked away with a very small profit. So it's just been hard work this week, but I'm very happy to have been able to finish green. But I'm going to jump onto the computer with you guys. I'm going to show you my broker with the 5%ers so that you can see my profit and loss for the week as well as for the month. And I'm also going to share with you my trade of the week, which was taken on pound USD. Let's get to it. So here I have the account history tab open inside MetaTrader 4 so that you can see the trades that I took this week with the 5%ers. And as you can see, I've taken quite a few trades this week, ending the week up $58.94. Now unfortunately, quite a lot of these trades have been bailout trades, and after checking back on a lot of the trades that I was in where I decided to bail out, I actually made the right decision, because in the end the trade would have come against me, because it's just been one of those weeks. It's been quite slow and choppy, and I've not felt like we've had a lot of range in trades this week. And I'm just going to show you as well the data for the whole of March, just so that you can see the trades that I took for March. And I've actually ended March up with $47.01, which in terms of my overall account is 0.37%. So it's a very small gain on the month, but it's the first month that I am finishing green in my funded account. And I'm just hoping that I can take this discipline and focus forwards into the next month and focus on the process and hopefully start to see some results build up alongside that. And just looking here onto my weekly review and metrics in Excel, I think it's quite interesting to see where strengths and weaknesses lie with trading. So for example, when I did this morning and just reviewed a little bit on my performance for March, I was quite interested to see that Wednesday appears to be one of my best days. I haven't taken a red trade on Wednesday, whereas Tuesday not so much. So it's quite interesting to see this, and now that I know this, I might be a little bit more cautious on a Tuesday and just make sure that the trades that I take are a quality, to really try to raise the standards on my trades. But as it stands at the end of March, I'm currently down overall on my account with the 5%ers. So I started with $13,000, and if you've been following my channel, you'll know that I had a pretty bad start in February. I actually took a huge loss of minus 2.8% on my account, which was a mixture of poor risk management and some really rookie mistakes that I did. But I managed to pull back a little bit on March, so I'm ending March down 2.5% on that account. But I'm focusing on slow and steady progress. I'm focusing on the process rather than the results, and just trying to really do the best that I can each day when I'm trading. And it's quite interesting because there was one point in March, in fact I think it was after this big red week here, week 3, where I was so close to max drawdown of minus 4%, and I was really tempted to do what I think a lot of people sometimes do, and you pretty much shouldn't do when it comes to trading, because then it becomes gambling, and that is taking ridiculous position sizes to try to just get a lot of profit from those tiny pip movements. But obviously if that goes against you, you also have those massive losses, and I was in that place where I was thinking about doing that because I was just feeling quite hopeless with the account. But I put that aside, and I figured that I've got to keep doing this. I've got to keep my discipline. Otherwise, I'm going to be gambling, not trading, and I'm going to build bad habits. So above all, I've really got to focus on the process. And if the end result is that I hit that max drawdown, then it's not the end of the world. I'm taking this as lessons and practice and really good experience trading a funded account in the markets. But at the end of the day, I'm 2 months down. I've got 4 months left to hit my target. But at the moment, all I'm focusing on is trying to get above break even in my account. I'm just focusing on following my rules and following the process. My one and only best trade this week, where I actually ran to hit my target, was taken on £USD on Monday, and I opened up multiple positions because I have been experimenting with taking multiple positions to try to gain extra profits from having a larger target range. But on this trade, I did actually get out both of these positions with the same target, which resulted in a nice 2R win, which for me was 0.5% on my account. So I'm going to show you that now. So I've just used the backtesting tool with TradingView to remove the candles. So we've gone back to what the chart looked like on Monday the 29th of March. And we're looking at the hourly time frame here. And as you can see, we've been consolidating along this level here, which had been quite a prominent level of resistance, which we'd finally broken and we'd had a pullback. Now initially I took a trade prior to this in the morning short, and that actually lost. And the 8 o'clock closing candle for the hourly here was a really nice strong bullish candle. So I actually looked at this to take a position long to try to scalp some profits from this. And what I was interested in is that we were struggling to get past this area here, but the hourly candle managed to close just above it. So it was showing that there was a lot of strength coming into the long side. Just dropping down onto the 5-minute time frame, which is the time frame that I use for my trade execution and trade management, and I'm just going to skip through a couple of candles here. Do you remember the level that we drew on the hourly, this dotted line here that we've managed to close above? Well, on the 5-minute, we'd broken above that, we pulled back, and then we started to retest this level and create some support, and this is where I looked to get long. So I drew out my target tool here to plan my trade first. And for this trade, I was looking at scalping a move, risking 15 pips in order to make 30 pips. And for my risk that I take, I risk 0.25% in order to make 0.5%. So the 905 candlestick here pushed up, and that activated the buy stop that I placed above this little support green doji candle here. So this got me into the trade long. We came down a little bit here, and I realized that it was forming a double bottom. So I hadn't actually noticed this before, but once I saw price coming back and retesting this area here, I was just learning from this, and I figured that if I had waited, I could have got a better entry, a little bit lower down to give me a better advantage on this trade. And then we got the nice push up, which then hit my 2R target. Now at this stage I had 2 orders open, so one of them closed here, which gave me 1R profit, and I had one open because I was trying to get a little bit more from this move. But as price pushed up and then failed to move higher, I decided to get out pretty much at the same here to just bank my profits. Especially with it being a Monday, I thought it was better to just get a really nice win, a nice profit cushion for the week. So I'm going to take a couple of days off from trading now to relax and to come back refreshed next week, and hopefully the markets will also be refreshed and we may get some decisive moves. I hope you will have a great weekend. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the account below, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks guys, bye!